As we have talked about this in the previous lecture, that on a simple linear curve we have the 5 types of the elasticity, that is 0, less than 1, 1, greater than 1, and the infinity. Now let me interpret each of these values in now let me first move on to the when elasticity of price is equal to 0. So let me draw a curve where I take quantity on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. Now elasticity is equal to 0 when the quantity is not responsive to the change in the price. Say for example, I change the price from 1 then to 2, but the quantity, say for example the quantity demanded is 10. The quantity over here is, when the price was 1, the quantity demanded was 10. When the price was 2, quantity demanded again was 10. So the quantity is not responding to the change in price. In this scenario we say the elasticity of price is equal to 0. That is, when quantity does not react to change in price. Now let me take the second scenario where I talk about the elasticity of price equal to 1. Now elasticity of price being equal to 1. Now suppose this is my x, this is my quantity x's, and this is my price x's. And now elasticity of price is equal to 1. It is simply the linear curve. Say for example, if this is my price 1, 2, 3, and this is my quantity demanded, it's 3, 2, 1, which means for every increase there is 1 unit decrease in the price, which means that when with 1 unit increase in the price, there is a corresponding 1 unit decrease in the quantity demanded. We say that the elasticity of price is equal to 1. So for every increase, for every decrease in this price, there is a corresponding increase in the quantity demanded. So when we say that a change in quantity is equal to the change in price, the elasticity of price is equal to 1. Or we can say when the proportion increase in or decrease in price, or proportion increase in price is equal to the proportion increase or decrease in the quantity demanded, then the elasticity of price is equal to 1. Now let me take the third scenario, the case where the elasticity of price is equal to infinity. Again taking quantity on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. So elasticity of price is equal to infinity. Now typically what happens in this case is that with a small change in the price, change in the price, the quantity demanded pushes from 0 to infinity. So what does a consumer do with a very small change in price? The demand increases from 0 to infinity. So a very small change in the price pushes the demand from 0 to infinity. Now let me take up the last two cases, that is the elasticity of price being greater than 1 and the elasticity of price being less than 1. Let me change the color first. Okay, now let me take quantity on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. Now we have to discuss the elasticity of price being greater than 1. Now typically this is the scenario when elasticity of price is greater than 1. Now let me draw up a curve for you. Let me explain it. Oh, let me extend this. Wait a second. This is essentially somewhere here. I need to extend this as well. Now look at it. Now For a very small change in the price, if you look over here, for a very small change in the price, the quantity demanded increases in the larger proportion. So if we look in this graph, the change in the price, that is, let me name this A, B, C and D. The rectangle of ABCD is very small than D, E, G and H. So for a small change in price, there is a huge change in the quantity demanded. So in this case, the elasticity of price is greater than 1 when I say that a change in quantity demanded is greater than the change in price. So for a small change in the quantity demanded, there is a huge change in the, so for a small change in the price, there's a large change in the quantity demanded. In this scenario, the elasticity of price is going to be greater than 1. If another case over here, if I'm going to extend this curve, this is going to cut down the price axis. So on extension, this is going to cut the price axis. Now let me talk about the elasticity of price being less than 1. This is x, this is my quantity demanded, this is my y axis, this is my price. Now I will talk about quantity being less than 1. Now let me draw the curve over here. This is the opposite scenario what we have seen in the greater than 1. Now let me talk over here. For a big change in price, there's been a very small change in the quantity demanded. In this scenario, the elasticity of price is less than 1. If I extend this, this is going to cut the quantity axis. So here the change in price is greater than the change in the quantity demanded. So in this scenario, this is going to cut the quantity axis. So this scenario over here talks about that for a very large change in the price, the quantity reacts in a very small manner, so the elasticity of price is going to be less than 1. But typically over here, this is just the opposite of this case, where for a small change in the price, the quantity demanded increases in the large proportion. In elasticity of price is said to be greater than 1.